tomorrow will be better. Simplify 5 root 8 minus root of 32 and minus root of 50. Before everything else, dear friends, may I remind you that in terms of sets, there's no way we can add or subtract dissimilar sets. In order to add or subtract sets, they have to be similar. Now, what are similar sets? Similar sets are sets which have the same irrational components. Alright, follow me, dear friends. Solution. Now, I'm going to exploit a certain law of sets according to which the root of AB can be expressed as root of A times root of B. Now, in what I'll be doing next, I will try as hard as possible to have an irrational component which will be the same everywhere. And when each component here has the same irrational component, now they will be called similar sets and can now be added or subtracted. It's the same thing with like terms and unlike terms. We cannot add or subtract unlike terms. Alright? So what can we rewrite root of 5 root of 8 as? This can be rewritten as 5 times. Now what is root of 8? Watch. Will be root of 4 times 2. Now, in accordance with this law, this will boil down to 5, which has been here, root of 4 times root of 2. We are familiar with this, which is equal to 2. So now we will have 5 times 2 and then times root of 2. All right? This boils down to 10, of course. We will do the same for the others. Now, root of 32 can also in the same manner be expressed as root of 16 times 2. Why do I not take 8 times 4? Because if I do this, I'll still boil down to 2. We have to come to that point where it cannot be further simplified, okay? And this is what we call the pure set. Okay, so here I'm going to boil down again with root 16 times root of 2. Once more, we are familiar with this, which is 4. Okay, so this boils down to 4 root 2. And the last component, root of 50, which will be equal to root of 25 times 2 once more. Nothing else but 2, because 2 is the simplest form here. So which will give root of 25 times root of 2. Again, we are familiar with this. This is a perfect square. So it gives us root of 5 times root of 2. At the end of it, we will replace each of these by its simplified form here. Therefore, we have, what is this? This gave us 10 root 2 minus, what is this? This boiled down to 4 root 2. And the last one gave us 5 root 2. Now, if you've understood this, I want you to give us the final answer in the form A root 2, where A here will be 10 minus 4 and then minus 5. Leave your answer in the comment section, because tomorrow will be better.